This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV.com. 5:36 a.m. I'm just getting back from a very long run. It might be morning to some people. It's still nighttime to me. Before I get started, and I'll try not to get upset when I say this, my grandmother did pass away. Lots of you fans gave me condolences, as well as TJ Wilson, Jacques Rougeau, Vince Russo, Al Snow, Barbara Goodish, who's Brody's wife, Dutch Mantell, Tank Abbott and his wife, Joseph Samael, Canadian Senator Patrick Brazo, lots of members of the Great North Wrestling roster, and Davey Boy Smith Jr., among others. So I just wanted to thank all of you. I appreciate your condolences. Speaking of Davey Boy Smith Jr., he did participate in the last MLW tapings that took place in October. There are some people that took that to mean he re-signed with them. No, he's under contract with them till the end of December, as far as I know. And thank you to Lucha Bone. I appreciate it. But from all of my sources, he will likely be going to some capacity, one of the absolute major companies, when his contract expires. He is the Hannibal TV heavyweight champion. If he goes to AEW, is he still going to be able to defend our title? If he goes to NXT UK, I know they do allow their wrestlers to do some indie dates. Time is going to tell on that. When would he start? Would there be a chance to wrestle for Great North Wrestling again? Only time will tell on that. Thunder Rosa, by the way, who I interviewed recently, you can look it up on here, recently dropped the NWA Women's Championship on one of these NWA United Wrestling Network pay-per-views last week. She is still with the NWA for another year. Both her and Billy Corgan have confirmed that. And also in that United Wrestling Network news, this December, Kevin Sullivan will be managing the Blood Hunter on a United Wrestling Network pay-per-view. And of course, he's also going to be managing the Blood Hunter December 19th in Daytona Beach, the Ocean Center, for the North American Wrestling Alliance show there that I did put the poster for on thehannibaltv.com because Davey Boy Smith Jr. is also on that show, Gangrel, and a lot of others. Raw last night did their lowest rating of the Thunderdome era, 0.48. For your questions, by the way, I am wearing my Hannibal 420 shirt. I will do a 420 question session after. So they did a 0.4 rating, 4.8 rating, under 0.5. That's the lowest rating they've had for the Thunderdome. The Thunderdome did give it a boost for a while there. The famous group, by the way, speaking of the Thunderdome, is the company that I guess runs the Thunderdome concept. And according to numerous sources, they released a video showing how they do the Thunderdome. And there is an image on the video that shows everyone that's banned. So one of the people banned, as you can see by the screenshot in this video, is a good friend of mine, WWE Hall of Famer. He holds the record for most consecutive main event Madison Square Garden sellouts. Superstar Billy Graham, former WWF champion. They just released a new toy of him too, but apparently he's one of the people banned from the Thunderdome. But his Legends contract did expire in September, and he did tell me he wasn't going to re-sign. I can only imagine he hasn't, but I've never followed up with him on that. I do talk to him regularly. He does watch this. He's probably going to see this update. So when he tells me his thoughts on it, if he wants me to share them on here, I will. The other people that are banned from the Thunderdome, by the way, are anything to do with AEW, anything to do with Impact Wrestling, anything to do with New Japan Wrestling, Enzo Amore, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, MJF, Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes, Marty Squirrel, who apparently is no longer the Ring of Honor booker because of the having sex with a 16-year-old allegations, the Young Bucks, Chris Benoit, who did make it on the Thunderdome at one point in one of the early shows, CM Punk, Alberto El Patron, Ryback, who, by the way, I get 5 times more views than on YouTube in October anyways. Ashley Mazzaro, Vicky Guerrero, who is appearing for AEW now, the Flag of Hong Kong, the Flag of Taiwan, and the Flag of Tibet. Now, I have no idea what that's all about because I know WWE does work closely with China. So I am going to light up now because I am actually very depressed over the loss of my grandma. She's always been the most closest person in the world to me, and I'm having a very hard time sleeping. I just saw her 2 hours before she passed, and I told them to let me know if anything happened. She let me get my 2-hour workout in. I have to travel to a small town to work out because in the major cities in Ontario here, they have the gyms closed, but in the small towns, they allowed it. So I got my workout in, and she passed away at 10:06. Zoom back to be with the body. So, sad times. Good morning, everybody. And for the people, again, that want to say I don't inhale enough or anything, I don't pick on anyone's smoking technique. And this works for me. And I also took THC drops earlier. And in my opinion, this is better than drinking away your sorrows because you don't get hungover. I trained twice today, including like an extremely long run. I've ran so long lately. Oh, Piper's coming to say hi. She also appeared in my interview earlier today with Bill Anderson. Piper was also very, very close with my grandmother. Let me get into your question. Razviel says, what are my thoughts on NXT Halloween Havoc? I like WCW Halloween Havoc. I did not see NXT Halloween Havoc. I don't like the current products, so I don't watch them. I do see potential in this United Wrestling Network. And I'm going to put my dog down because I don't want her getting smoke. It's not good for dogs, but I do see potential in United Wrestling Network. And they are giving me their talent to interview, such as Damian Sandow. Last Friday, very well-received interview. Outside the bubble says Raw is done. I don't think it's ever going to get the 8 ratings of the Vince Russo days anytime soon. Take it easy, says hello from South Korea. Where I'm sure weed might be illegals. It is legal here in Canada. And by the way, you can get these 420 shirts if you go to our merch site. Link is in the description. Link is also at thehannibaltv.com. You can also find my NWA affiliate link there. Outside the bubble, making fun of the way I say Marty Squirrel. Well, I doubt he's going to be in the news much again. If Ring of Honor isn't using him, he's banned from Thunderdome. I doubt another company will touch him. Have I ever heard of True Freeman? No. Besides Great North Wrestling, there isn't much wrestling Black Pill Jesus watches. Well, we did release the first Forest of Fear match last week, and hopefully we can get events going soon. If they ever get a vaccine out, whether you believe in the vaccine or not, the paranoia level is not going to calm down until the vaccine is out. And at least here in Canada, they're not going to let us run, at least in Ontario. I know some provinces are more lenient, but not Quebec either. Quebec is really shut down. At one point recently, the border, I don't know if it's still closed, but the provincial border between Ontario and Quebec was even closed recently. Black Pill Jesus is not a fan of the COVID stuff. Jacobs says AEW is the new hotness. Have I wrestled in England, Andrew Lane? Yes. For All-Star Wrestling in 2008. Beat Mason Ryan, beat Doug Williams. But I didn't really enjoy my time there. I was supposed to go back and cover a match between the Blood Hunter and Davey Boy Smith Jr. in October in World Pro Wrestling in Gloucestershire, England. I was going to cover the whole show. And that would have been the Hannibal TV title match. But obviously there's a lockdown going on there. It was canceled. But you will see, I think if this ever ends, you'll see a working relationship with that World Pro Wrestling and Great North Wrestling, because I become fairly good friends with the promoter. And it's also a very haunted town. So I'd make some paranoia videos there. How old was my grandma? She was 94. And actually, she'd been having a lot of health problems for the past 10 years. There was actually several points where she almost died over the past 10 years. But she is an inspirational person, a fighter, a really, really tough woman. I mean, she lived in England during the Second World War. They bombed her town when she was in the town. She met my one grandfather over there who was in the Air Force for Canada. As I drink some milk out of my Hannibal mug, also available on our merch site. But my grandfather brought her back. My other grandfather was also in the war. He was actually captured by the Germans and imprisoned, and they did not treat him very well. So what's his name? Walter, if I ever wrestle you, I'll beat the shit out of you for what your country did to my grandfather. Matthew Caligari says hello from Gold Coast, Australia. Weed won't ever be legal here, sadly, and WWE won't reach the heights it did during the Russo era. WWE is finished. Well, they still have a lot of revenue, but I don't think they'll ever see their popularity really spike again. I think there's going to be other companies pop up. What about us talking about the oppression? I've lost a lot of friends over this whole situation. because I just don't want to deal with paranoid people. Oh my God. Sorry, I screwed something up on my computer. Outside the bubble, do I like AEW's women's division? I just watch women's matches here and there. I can't even remember the last women's matches I've watched are the PCW Ultra matches that are posted on this channel with Tessa Blanchard, Taya, Britt Baker from AEW, Diamante, who I think has been in AEW, wrestles Tessa Daga, and Tessa team against Morrison and Taya in one match that I actually just posted on our Instagram account at the Hannibal TV today too. Steve says, talking about great weed in Miami. He says it's easy to get here, matey. He's smoking some stuff. Eric V says AEW will survive no matter what. The real question is if pro wrestling will be the same. He lost his grandmother too. They are with us. I'm not sure what happens when you pass. I research it a lot. Obviously, there's evidence of ghosts. There's some evidence of reincarnation. There's evidence of people that almost die, have near-death experiences, and they see family members. Are they hallucinating? Or is this possible? All kinds of stuff. There's all the religious stuff that I haven't researched enough. But I like to think that the body is just a vehicle and the spirit is something else. But she was a great woman, my grandmother. Her spirit is pure. She is the nicest person I ever met. Matthew knows about medical weed oil. There's lots of weed discussion. I'll post some more of it. You guys are all talking about your weed. I'm actually no expert. People give me, I don't even know how to roll it. If you've ever seen me try to roll it, it can actually be quite comical. I prefer taking the drops, or if someone rolls me one, which is what I asked for tonight. Because as I said, I'm sad and I need help sleeping. Obviously, it's almost 6 a.m. The only benefit the sadness has done is I'm running farther, and it's like my body is not sore, and I've been running many, many days in a row now, and also working out, as I said. Supposedly, gyms here might open by next week, though. I'm praying for that. And the people that say I'm not religious, how dare I say I'm praying for that? Well, maybe I'm religious. Maybe I'm so desperate for the gyms to open that I'm willing to pray even if I'm not super religious for that. And I'm willing to pray for my grandmother even though I'm not religious. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate your support. I do consider my regular viewers my friends, by the way. And I appreciate everything you do for me.